Hey Norsemen, it is an exciting week this week at Valhalla. Make sure you check out the video wall in the Student Center for all upcoming events. But the two big things we got this week, first of all, on Friday we have our cultural awareness event. There's going to be a lot of food, outside organizations, and our own clubs from campus in the gym and the science squad. So make sure you come over during our extended lunch on Friday and learn something about the different identities and cultures that exist here in Valhalla and just exist in our community in general. If you are curious and would like to have your club or organization or have an idea for this event, email me at jowens@guhsd.net or hit this QR code. On Saturday, it is our spring fling and there's still tickets available. So make sure you head on over to Finance and buy your ticket as early this week as you can because we will shut off sales here pretty soon during the week. So check with your VP if you're on WAP list and see if you can get off and come and enjoy what's going to be a remarkable spring fling event downtown. Also, you should have received one of these when you got your ticket. If you didn't, we can get you one if you come to Finance, or we'll deliver it to you in class so you know where to park and you know the rules of the dance and all the important information. Here's Saga reporter Ben Stevens talking about voting and the impact of world events over the last few years on the potential of democracy in America.
With the turn of the new election this November, most of Valhalla's graduates of the last 4 years will be able to vote for the first time. And what did the graduates of 21, 22, 23, and 24 all have in common? COVID had an instrumental impact on our high school experience. Curious how going through high school during COVID would affect voter turnout, I talked to Valhalla's AP government teacher, Mr. Roberts, in order to figure out a better answer.
So I think it's well known or well documented that COVID's led to a regression or has been part of a regression in education.
But it's not all COVID.
There's a larger regression that started with sort of the advent of the smartphone, and COVID sort of accelerated that regression. And so students have struggled with that, educators have struggled with that too. Where we really see that struggle, I think, was when we moved to online learning. That ability to show up and put in work every day has sort of, a lot of people lost that. So we've seen an increase in absences, we've seen an increase in missing assignments as a result of that. So we know a few things with education and how it affects voting. Lower education correlates with lower voter turnout. So people who are less educated tend to vote less often. Whether that's because of other factors, including things like economic factors, racial factors, there might be multiple factors that cause that. But we know that people with lower educational levels tend to vote less often. That has sort of been displayed across the data across time.
Although all signs point towards less voter turnout, Mr. Roberts isn't so sure.
This could go either way, right? COVID is presumably reducing education, and we know that lower education leads to lower voter turnout. So one could assume that less students who are graduating now will be participating in elections in the future. But COVID also really rocked the foundation of American democracy, and people who lived through such a transformative experience might actually be more politically active and engaged because they've seen government in action, and they may have perceived government failure in COVID response, or they may have viewed government overreach, right? You could have this polarizing response of government didn't do enough during COVID versus government did too much. And since they lived that, they might actually be more likely to vote. So I could see it swinging either way. I honestly don't know how I could predict. I think if I had to make a prediction, I think that we're going to see more involvement from younger generations because of COVID. But I don't know. I certainly wouldn't bet a lot on that.
Thank you, Mr. Roberts. This is Ben Stevens from the Saga News Network, signing out.